button and the door shut. And then all of a sudden, just stopped.
Stopped.
I started screaming.
And shocked.
Hey, get me out of here.
And shouting for help.
Get me out of here.
And before anyone could get him out,
San Francisco 911.
panic set in.
He's just stuck in the elevator. It's not moving.
I started hyperventilating a little bit, getting a little claustrophobic. My hands started sweating.
And the help is on the way.
Firefighters got him out safely several sweaty minutes later.
When the fire department came, I was actually relieved.
But once he saw
The
this,
permit expires 6/1/2012.
2012.
Yeah.
he was once again left feeling shafted.
They should bring it back up today. As a matter of fact, they should put a whole new elevator. I don't know why they still have this one.
State records show the elevator was inspected 2 months before his accident, but a new permit wasn't issued because of 6 problems. Some as simple as a light, others dealing with earthquake preparedness, or dealing with the actual hoist ropes. A week later, the state first sent this preliminary order to the building warning that no permit would be issued until they were corrected. And 6 weeks after that, the state then sent this order to correct unsafe conditions. Then, 7 days later, this accident happened.
So you were panicked.
Yeah, panicked a little bit, yeah.
Is it a problem that people need to look into?
I think so. I think someone should look into it.
2 investigates looked into elevator permits across the state. Records from a sample day in December show that 11,252 of them also have inspections with outstanding requirements. 756 of them are in San Francisco alone.
If you're on this list, you don't have a legal permit at that moment.
That's correct.
Should people be worried?
I would not be overly concerned.
Ultimate concern rests with the state. It regulates, inspects, and issues permits for elevators across California.
So you're confident that even the elevators on this list are safe?
I believe so, yes.
But how can you be sure if they're not permitted?
Like I say, the duty resides with the building owner to keep them safe, to shut them down if there's any problems.
Right, but it's the state's role to ensure the public safety in this regard.
And we do the absolute best job that we can.
While checking the outstanding jobs on their list throughout the city,
Expired last year.
we found several expired permits that were still posted. Like this one that was a year and 8 months overdue at the Montgomery BART station. This one 2 years, 8 months overdue at a Nike store. A permit 4 years and 5 months overdue in this building, and permits 2 years and 7 months overdue in this parking garage.
Permit visible.
And we didn't find any posted permits at several more places.
Is that a problem?
I think that's a problem. They should be on display in the elevators, yes.
All of those elevator owners told 2 investigates that they do in fact have valid permits that just weren't posted correctly until we asked. But some places, like SF General, with 4 posted permits expired for 9 months, and Whole Foods, with a posted permit expired for more than 2 years, had a different story.
It looks like your elevator hasn't been inspected in 2 years.
Oh, it has been inspected.
They say the state, though, either didn't inspect on time or didn't process the permit paperwork on time.
They just don't process the permits. It takes forever.
It does take time at the back end to get the permits issued.
I mean, how much time are we talking about? Are we talking years?
Should not take years to do that. I don't have specific numbers as to how long it takes to process the permits. I know that there are a lot of them.
There are 70 inspectors across California, 8 in San Francisco. The state says they need more. 3 are in training right now to be faster. While acknowledging they could do better, they also say their performance is up by 15% in the last 4 years.
We have made great strides in that regard.
But is there a critical problem?
I don't believe it's a critical problem.
If an elevator is out of compliance, there's always going to be a sense of heightened security, especially during a rescue.
San Francisco firefighters trained for those rescues right here.
This is it.
836 rescues last year alone.
Shut it down.
That's up 40% in the last 6 years.
Is it dangerous to go into these?
It's absolutely dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
And knowing what they're doing means knowing the risks, knowing the inspections and the permits are up to date.
Because if it's out of compliance or it hasn't been inspected, there is a potential for failure.
It's more dangerous for your firefighters.
Exactly.
And firefighters were called here to this former public housing building 18 times in the last 18 months.
It was pretty hard. It was breaking down on a regular basis.
The one temporary permit we found had expired more than 5 years ago. This elevator had no permit.
Doesn't this bother you with someone that rides in these elevators that you don't even know whether it's been inspected?
Yes, it does.
Community Housing Partnership took over the building 5 months ago and says the elevators have now been inspected. They're making repairs, they say, and are waiting now for the state.
The elevator guys are really slow to get out sometimes too. When you call them, sometimes they take a while because I guess there's only a few guys for the whole city. So.
The inspectors?
Yeah.
So does that sound like a problem to you?
Of course. I mean, it's above my pay grade.
Are your inspectors overwhelmed?
We do need to get more inspectors hired and up to speed, and we're working on that.
In the meantime, those who depend on elevators like Ann Beckett are stuck between floors. Between the inspections and the repairs and the permits.
Can you go home?
No, I can't go home unless they have an elevator.
She couldn't get back into her third-floor apartment after surgery because this door was damaged by this very same elevator rescue. But state inspectors, she says, should have come to both of their rescues first.
I just don't feel they do their job at all.
You feel the state is letting you down?
Yes, I really do.